Anyway, here's Wonderwall. I don't have my guitar on me. Otherwise, I could play it, and it would have been a very funny bit. But you know what? Here we are.
The thesis for this. All right. So we're gonna do a little bit of a time jump today. Woo!
Time jump.
Everybody do the time jump again.
Astounding.
You know what? You know what? You can make puns in songs, and I can't. Is this because you're the DM? That's
I have
offensive.
all the power.
That's offensive.
Hello, this is the Chair of Conjuration, Ethan Garcia here. The following is a Dungeons & Dragons podcast. Names, characters, businesses, places, and incidents are either products of the Dungeon Master's imagination or used in a fictitious manner. Any resemblances to actual persons living or dead or any actual events are purely coincidental. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the episode. You might be wondering how we got here.
Anyway, you guys have fun. We're gonna go get ready for the council meeting. So the speaker kind of bangs her gavel twice to kind of get everyone to calm down. And as you guys walk in, there's kind of a slight whisper kind of going throughout the auditorium. And you all step up. And it's a letter from Jack.
Oh, I open it.
What would you think of joining this investigation team? If we're being completely honest, the only person I trust on the council is Jack. Yeah, you can kind of tell he's kind of holding something back from you that he kind of wants to tell you.
Everything okay, Mr. Fisher?
Yeah. Do you ever wonder why you've been through what you've been through? Why you've experienced what you've experienced? The seer had one last vision before he lost his mind. He envisioned an impending black cloud threatening to swallow up everything, everyone. But the only thing stopping it, they were three beacons. The two-pronged spirit, the weapon-souled leader, and the turbulent half-breed. She's been requesting you for a long time, and I kind of am doing her a favor to also get her to shut up. I was wondering if you'd be interested in hearing what...
No, not right now. I have more things to worry about.
He goes, she specifically asked me to ask you how Gwendolyn is doing. That's the name of your imaginary friend from when you were a child. And I am not... Nelson, do you remember that accident you had?
Yeah, Dad, I remember, and I've been
whose
a
fault
lot
was it?
more
It was
careful.
mine.
It wasn't your fault, Dad.
It was my fault, and it could have been a lot worse than it was, but the fact of the matter is, I'm not gonna lose my only boy.
All right, so I have an action plan. It's talk to Amber. One of us has to do it, even if it pisses her off. We have to.
But who should it be?
Look, Julie, I think it should be you, but if you really don't want to, I'll go do it.
You received your stuff, and the silver step shoes were not there.
Piss.
You
Can I
don't
keep
have
safe?
them.
No.
3 beacons, guarding the gates between infinity and zero, keeping the balance between the lost and the reclaimed. Where once there were 8, now only stands 3 against the sea of darkness. All right, let's do this. There's 1 week before some stuff happens, so go ahead and everybody do the things that you want to do within the week. What are you guys doing this first week? Tyler, I know you have
Yeah, I was
specifically.
about to say. Let's start with my book.
Okay. Go ahead and make an investigation check. This will be your second of 3.
That is a 15.
15.
And I'm
okay.
gonna add a D4 to it from my. I assume this is the next day, so I can use. I have sorcery points to burn.
I will
so
let you do that.
it's a 1, so 16.
16? Okay. You begin thumbing through the kind of middle portion of this book, and as you kind of get more and more into it, you begin to learn more and more about the Outlands. You're positing more on the theories behind what creates Outlanders, and there's kind of 2 prevailing theories. One is that there is just one kind of stem that all these Outlanders come from, be it magical, be it religious, be it something is out there, they're thinking, and it's creating these Outlands. Another one is that these Outlands are actually portals to other dimensions, and that somehow by like in a multiverse theory where everything is kind of existing, but somehow with humans learning the stories, we are creating links to these multiverses by telling these stories. And then another one that is kind of easily written off is that the Outlands are something that encompasses us and not necessarily something that separates us. But there's kind of a lot of theories putting that away. Is there anything specifically you would like to know about the Outlands? That roll is good enough for you to get, I'll say, 2 questions.
I want to know. What are these? What kind of questions are these more open-ended questions? Like, what questions do I get here?
I will say 2 questions, and then I'll say one. You can ask your first question, and depending on how much information I can give you on it, I'll either give you another one or
Are all Outlanders chaotic and bad? Would be my first question.
Okay, that one's easy enough that I can give you your second question.
Yeah.
That one is pretty definitively no. In fact, there's been a lot, especially in the past like 10 to 15 years, there's been a lot of like neutral-ish Outlanders that there's been a lot of debate about what to do with them because they're not necessarily here wreaking havoc. It seems as though the second theory where it's connecting to all these multiverses is true in some instance, and that they are just these beings that have been somehow washed ashore onto our world. But there has also been instances where that thought has been betrayed by these people eventually going bad or going rogue. But there has been a pretty sizable number of Outlanders who have appeared on Gaia or in Phaeton and have simply been nothing but Outlanders, but then because of just kind of the stake that Gaia and Phaeton hold with Outlanders, they cannot take the risk and therefore are imprisoned. Usually if they do not resist. If they do resist, then they are usually slain. Yeah, what's your second question?
What are the ways into and out of the Outlands? How do you get in and out of there?
That's a good question that you asked. There are 2 known ways to and from the Outlands. One is to go to the border regions of Phaeton, and that's like kind of the more dangerous way to go. And that has been a thing that especially the investigation, like the higher level investigation bureau members have been sent out to task to find the reaches of like where kind of Phaeton ends and where the Outlands begin, and see what justifies those borders. And then there's one, and this is where you'll get this last kind of tasty nugget of information from this part. There's one like well-known, established, well-guarded area, and it's called the Gate. And that is like a very strong, centralized border. It's on the back regions of the Fae Kingdom, but it's heavily guarded, and there's one Outlander that protects it. And go ahead and make your second roll.
Borders of the Fae region. That's interesting. That sounds... Okay, I think I'm starting to put something together. Okay, yeah, roll, right. That is an unnatural 20.
There you go. Okay, you are really, really into this book now, and you are like definitely starting to like put some pieces together. And with this last one, you get a couple of things. I'll give you 2 more questions, and I will also tell you this. That guide, that person that is kind of protecting the gate, that the being is a being that has kind of also established maybe that first theory that our stories create these Outlanders. And that is because it is Michael Mouse, the famous character that everyone knows and loves. He protects the gate from the outside, and he has made a pact with the Fae people to protect the gate on that side. And reward, he is given certain items and aid and things that he would like to protect against. So, yes, you know that is like the mainstay of maybe not all Outlanders are evil because we are working with some of them. And another thing you get is you begin thumbing through the back end of this book towards the end of your last week, and you are going through different classifications of Outlanders. And so I will give you a plus, because you rolled an unnatural 20, I'll give you a +2 to any history checks on Outlanders. And you begin thumbing through these, and you just kind of eventually, like, you get certain classifications and whether they have been deceased or defeated or whatnot, and you get like about halfway through these classifications before they just become unclassified. But something kind of strikes you with all these unclassified creatures. They all kind of have this same kind of thing: black, void of light, clawed, mangled, chaotic, wild. All these classifications are pretty common throughout the second half of these unclassified beings, and it's just chaotic, clawed, wild, seeking to destroy, chaos, chaotic in nature, wild, chaotic, void of all light, black, darkened. It just seems like these are the general classifications of these outlandish beings. What 2 questions do you have?
What are the other classifications, like the actually classified ones?
So those kind of span between like humanoid, plant-like,
okay, that
amorphous.
I was
that
just
kind
curious,
of thing.
like what that.
Yeah,
was. Okay.
These are like specific things. I mean, you thumb through it and you see like clear movie monster type, like the Swamp Thing, werewolves. Like even though those are things that kind of exist in Phaeton, these are specifically kind of outlandish beings. What's your last question?
What specifically does it take to create an Outlander? Like, is it literally any story you tell, or is it like, does it have to be powerful enough? Does it have to be a good story? Do enough people have to tell it? Like, do we have any idea of like what makes Outlanders?
You thumb through, and that is unknown. There is really there's only theories, and there's a lot of theories on how that can happen. The only thing you kind of do parse together is that if a Phaetonian creature or being, or a area such as Ozland, for instance, is told about in enough instances, which seems to be like mass scale, to a point where it almost becomes a part of a human culture or a part of human storytelling. Think like if I would be able to tell this to my grandchild, and then my grandchild or would be able to tell it to like their grandchild, that kind of deal, then it definitely has a detrimental effect to that region in Phaeton and can push it very, very far to the Outlands. And actually, because you rolled that unnatural 20, you realize that that's the reason that the gate spawned up at the edges of the Fae Kingdom, is because enough stories got told, and it, instead of getting pushed to the Outlands, because it's such a huge region, a gate just kind of spawned there.
Okay.
Cool. Jesse or Nelson, is there anything you want to accomplish in this next week before things start happening?
I am going to start doing research on building another magical item.
Okay.
Trying to figure out what it is that he wants to build, what he wants to invest his time into.
Okay. Make a just make an up and down intelligence check with your proficiency bonus.
Oof. Big oof. Oh, that's not that bad. Okay.
It would be a tinkering check, actually, but yeah.
Intelligence with proficiency?
Yeah.
All right, that is... I can't do math. Oh, okay, that's a 21.
21? Okay, yeah,
It's not that bad.
you're fine. Yeah, you. What do you kind of want to make? Yeah, I will say with that roll, you can mark up the blueprints for 2 of these items.
For 2?
Yeah.
All right. All right, so
Now, just the blueprints. You'll have to actually
now,
make these, obviously.
All right, they're
these
just
are
the
just like
blueprints.
the
Okay.
ideas, the concepts
Yeah.
you're kind of formulating and creating.
Yes, just because going into level 10, I can make common and uncommon magical items.
Yeah.
In a quarter of the time that it normally takes them, so I'm going to roll for the 2. So I have blueprints for mithril armor and a pearl of power.
Nice. Okay. Perfect.
Okay, and that is what he's going to do.
Perfect. Julie.
I think did I ever get a response to my what time note?
Yeah, actually, let's just play this scene out, I think. It's probably like the 4th or 5th day in. There's been like just general busyness kind of happening in the investigations team. Obviously, now that you're a graduated member, you have a lot of paperwork to do, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's about the end of the day, and there is kind of your office door is closed right now, and there's kind of a knock at the door.
Yep. Come in.
The door opens and it's Amber, and she says, "Hey, sorry, I didn't respond to your note. I've been absolutely dying over here." And you can see she's kind of like got bags kind of under her eyes. She seems like she's been pretty tired, like as if she's been having to do a lot of work recently. And she goes, I don't know if you're like ready to head out, but I figured we could just kind of walk and talk.
Sure. Where did you want to go?
I've actually got like not my car obviously, but my vehicle. I could just we can fly home and I could drop you off.
Wait, what is your vehicle?
It's a little cliche, but I was young and it was I got a great deal for it. I have a flying carpet. I know.
No, I will not go on a flying carpet with you, Amber.
It's safe. It's whatever. Fine. We can walk.
Yeah, let's walk.
You begin kind of walking out of the office. By the way, I don't know if I've mentioned this, but SWAT facility inside of the Chicago base, it's in like this tall building. It's bigger on the inside. You guys knew that, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
O'Neill, we're in a magic world. Come on now.
Some Harry Potter
It's
stuff.
big.
I
Oh,
assume it's like an unassuming 3-story like office building, but you
it's
go
like
inside
a,
and
it's like a
Maybe like 20.
10 story-ish building. But yes, when you go inside, it is obviously way bigger than the 1 or 2 city blocks it kind of inhabits. But anyway, you kind of exit the facility and begin making your way down. She goes, Julie, did I do something to you?
I have a question before we begin. Why did you vote to promote my team?
I figured, I don't know. I mean, it seemed like it was the right time for you guys to go. You guys haven't had a guide for a while, and you haven't really, I mean, you guys have been doing, by all means, amazing. You guys stole the Mona Lisa, I think, if we're being completely honest.
But did we?
Okay, yes. I still don't understand what happened with that. You guys kind of explained it a little bit, but I have no clue.
A little bit. We explained everything we knew. You know that.
Yeah, I mean, yes. Sorry, I don't mean to be reductive. It's just the council itself is kind of frustrated at the lack of information you guys have on it. That's not your fault. I don't think that's anybody's fault besides whatever creature or thing switched it out. I have no clue. But I mean, yeah, you guys are amazing by pretty much all right. I see no reason why you shouldn't be graduated. And if we're being completely honest, you should have been graduated from the time you protected Oz. I think at least, but
Please don't say that out loud.
sorry. Yeah, I know you're sensitive about it.
So, why were you talking to Beesbos about it?
When you say that, she kind of rolls her eyes super hard, and she goes, "Fucking."
There's no
Beesbos."
need for that.
Beesbos hadn't come to the briefing meeting. Are you talking about during the council meeting?
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent him a message.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hadn't come to the briefing. He didn't know that you guys stole the Mona Lisa.
Oh, I'm talking about when you were taking the vote at the end.
I didn't? I don't know what you're talking about.
Do you have any idea why he would vote for it then?
She goes, no. I mean, he seems to just kind of generally like you guys. You guys are kind of interesting, huh?
Yeah, that's a first.
If you want, you can roll an insight check to...
Okay. That is an 18.
Okay. Yeah, she is, as far as you can tell, she is telling the truth. She doesn't seem to have like any guard up or anything. She's just kind of walking and chatting with you. And she goes, yeah, he seems to like you guys, I guess. I don't know. Beesbos is kind of an asshole.
I think it's more amusement than anything else.
Yeah, that's the thing. He doesn't treat people like people. He kind of just treats them as fun shows. I mean, he treats people where, I guess, when it counts, I have no idea, Julie. He's just kind of a dick. So he kind of enjoys you guys' shows you put on, the kind of performances you guys have shown. So I'm assuming that's why, but I have no idea, Julie. If we're being completely honest, I have no idea about that man.
So why do you look half dead?
Can we get back to my question? I've kind of been answering a lot of yours.
Okay.
Did I do anything wrong?
Pass.
Julie, that's not fair. What did I do? If I did anything, I'm sorry.
I guess I just don't understand why my dad was... I was left out of SWAT when my dad died. But you got to grow up in this environment.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Julie, you know as well as all these other people know, this world is scary. I wish I wasn't brought up in this world. I wish I had a normal childhood. I mean, sure, magic is cool and all, but not when you have to use it to protect yourself against terrifying monsters. I mean, do you know the things I've seen, Julie?
I've also seen terrifying monsters. And I didn't have magic to deal with them.
She kind of says, so is this what I've done? Just existing, being me, being the chair of evocation? Is that why you're angry at me?
Well, I'm also angry about not giving us information and sending us into missions, endangering my team, which led to the death of a teammate.
I mean, there's no way we could have known that stuff, Julie. That's not fair. That's not fair to any of us. We are all being worked to our wits' end.
How is Papa still the chair when he's an incoherent, babbling mess?
She kind of takes offense to that, and she says, Papa still is still one of the most powerful diviners in all of this world. Yes, I think he should also retire, but he's still very, very powerful. And the council looks up to him as a figure. He is a hero of the society. And it's not fair for you to judge us because, I mean, you don't even know the things we have gone through.
You're
in
right,
this
I
society.
don't know, because no one will tell me.
Maybe it's because you haven't tried to learn, Julie. You're the investigations team. Why don't you investigate some of the society you work for?
What do you think I'm doing right now?
Being an asshole?
I'm gonna walk faster.
She walks behind you and goes, yeah, just walk away just like you always have. Maybe this is why you weren't brought into the magic world, Julie. Maybe because you can't handle it.
I don't know what your problem is, but I'm going through my own stuff right now, and you are not helping.
She goes, you think I'm not going through my own things? How about instead of storming off every time, how about we just talk about it like adults?
You want to know what's on my mind right now?
Yes, Julie, I would love to, because you haven't been telling me for the past however many weeks now.
Fine, my mom has cancer and is going to die within a few months. There, happy?
Her face kind of twists a little bit, and she cringes, and she says, Julie, I'm sorry. Is there anything, we could try to help? I don't know.
It's pancreatic cancer. I don't think there is anything.
She kind of sighs and rubs the back of her head and goes, Jesus, Julie, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't be putting all this on you. Jesus.
I've been on the phone with the lawyer on and off these past few days, sorting out... I'm obviously the executor of her will, so I need to figure out all the arrangements for the time when she dies. And it's not like when she dies, it's a plan for the next few months.
You see her kind of shrink into herself a little bit, and you see her kind of you see her eyes kind of get a little bit more sunken.
I have one member of my family left in this godforsaken world, and this is what happens.
She goes, Julie, I'm really sorry. It's not like I don't know your pain. That's It wasn't pancreatic, but I mean, that's how I lost my mother. Listen, Julie, the society it won't cure her, but the society has ways to at least give her some more time.
My dad made the decision not to introduce her to the world of SWAT. And I think I have to respect that.
She looks at you sadly and goes, I mean, yes, I understand. Listen, Julie, if there's anything I can do, I am so sorry. Just keep in touch, okay?
What time is it, O'Neill?
It's probably like 7:45, getting close to 8.
Do you want to go somewhere for dinner? I don't want to go home right now.
She kind of gives you a long look and goes, yeah, I think that'd be nice. With that week kind of wraps up, and I need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh my god.
Hooray!
Where is my character sheet?
Oh, I have proficiency in that. I forgot about that. I never have to make these.
Constitution saving throw.
Can I add a D4?
Okay, yep, you can add it to your...
All right. Okay. 14.
Okay.
22.
Oh, Jesus.
22.
Oh, my God. All right.
Yeah, I have a +6.
Nelson
Ditto.
and Julie both make perception checks with disadvantage.
Oh gosh, okay.
At disadvantage.
Well, my first one's a 5, so let me see if I can do worse than that. Okay, yeah, 5.
Oh, I forgot I had that. That is a 14.
14? Okay. So, Wes, you don't feel anything. You guys are kind of jostled in your sleep, but kind of towards the end of this thing that's happening. And you guys kind of stir awake, and you guys are being, like, carried out. But you guys are kind of locked up at this point. And then your captor's kind of seeing you wake up. Julie, yours is kind of this halfling.
Wait, I'm sorry. Am I dreaming?
You can't really tell right now with your perception check specifically. And then you see your... And then you see your captor's eyes kind of turn this sickly black. Nelson, yours as well. But yours is kind of this dragonborn person, and they go, sleep. And you guys are put back to sleep. And you guys eventually come back awake, and you all are in a kind of, well, Julie and Wes, you are in a familiar situation. Nelson, this is kind of a strange one for you. You guys are in this room. It's kind of a longer room. And you guys are kind of sitting at this table, and you all are handcuffed to this table with a lamp kind of sitting above you.
With
And
who sitting above us?
there's kind of a lamp kind of pointing down at
okay.
you, kind of an interrogation style. And let's roll initiative.
Hey!
Aw, shit.
I really hope it's the FBI.
Again.
I don't know why I rolled initiative. I don't need to.
11.
11. Nope, 10.
12.
All right, Julie. Wes, Nelson.
Not excellent, but you know.
And
That's
we're in our pajamas, yes?
Yes, you are all in your pajamas.
Do we have our gear?
I
No.
will say no. No.
I am useless.
Wes,
Yeah, let me go ahead and drop that AC real good.
Well, Wes, I would say you have your necklace on, just because I don't think you take that off at night.
Question,
Yeah,
what
that makes
happens to
sense.
the brick?
The brick is with you.
Great.
The brick is there.
Do I have Nimbus?
I would say no. I don't think you sleep with Nimbus in you.
Just snuggles up underneath
Just
your
checking
head.
to see if I have anything else that I might have. No, yeah, I definitely don't have anything else.
Nelson,
Okay.
do you sleep with any of your stuff on you?
I'm just gonna go ahead and stick this.
No.
Inventory
Unless
sheet to
he
the
sleeps
side,
in his
'cause I-
cloak of elven kind.
I mean, it's a pretty comfortable cloak. I'll say you can do it.
He might. He literally might.
Yeah.
That might be his Jim Jams. I'm gonna say, just for my own benefit,
Okay,
that
that's
he
fine.
sleeps in his cloak of elven kind.
Julie, I mean, besides your brick, obviously, do you have anything else on you that you would have?
I don't think so.
Okay, cool. Julie, up first. You are chained to this table. The handcuffs go about a foot. What are you doing?
Okay, so am I in the room with them or is it just me?
Nope, you are in your own isolated room.
Great.
Wait, so I'm in a room with Nelson?
Nope, you all three are in your
We're
own
all
separate
in our
rooms.
own
Yes,
rooms,
you're all
okay.
in isolated rooms, yes.
Okay. Okay. My feet aren't chained.
Nope, your feet aren't chained this time.
Are there any exits to the room?
There is. You look down kind of about 20 feet down this room, and you see that there's a door.
I want to tug on the chains to see if I can break it, I guess.
Okay, make a strength check. Sorry, athletics check.
Unnatural 20.
You pull on the chains, and they kind of creak, but they don't break. And you take 3 points of slashing damage. I should have just done
Okay.
the D4. As you kind of cut into your wrists a little bit. But make a perception check for me.
Okay. 19.
19. You realize that underneath the table, there's a couple buttons.
Oh, no.
Let's go to Wes. Wes, what are you doing?
Looking for a camera.
There is.
Middle finger.
Yep.
Quick perception check around the room. Immediately looking for buttons, just like last time.
Yeah,
but
go ahead and make it with advantage, just because this is pretty similar to the room you were in.
11.
I mean, you needed a 10, so you're fine. You see underneath the table that there are buttons.
Okay. I don't have notes on which buttons worked and which didn't. Maybe
That's
that would have
fine.
been handy. I'm sure they're different. What color are they?
You see a red button, a blue button, a green button, and then this kind of black button.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and boy, I really don't have anything useful here. I think I'm just gonna push the green button.
Okay. So first one of each. You push the green button and your chains extend. Let's go to
Nelson.
Nelson. Nelson, you are in this room.
Okay. In the room, attached to the handcuffs.
Yes, you wake up and you are, for some reason, attached to handcuffs in the middle of this room.
Okay. Can I take a look around and see what can I surmise from the room?
Yeah, make a perception check.
That is a unnatural 20.
Okay. Yeah, you notice two things. You notice that underneath the table that there is a couple buttons, and then you see like on the far wall, kind of across from this door, that there is another like panel unlit right now.
Okay, I am going to take off my glasses
Okay.
and I am going to break off one of the. Okay, question first.
Yes.
Are these like a standard set of handcuffs?
Make an investigation check.
Okay.
Do they say Wheatlock on them?
That'd be wild.
15.
15. I mean, they're regular metal handcuffs. They seem to be like a little bit stronger, just because you think they could. They'd be less easy to break.
Okay, so he is going to. Wah! He is going to take off his glasses, break off one of the arms, whatever the behind the earpieces is, and he's going to use that to pick the lock.
Okay. Make
handcuffs.
a. You're not proficient in like thieves' tools and stuff, right?
I mean, tinkering tools.
Tinkering
But
tools.
not
Just
thieves'
go ahead and
tools.
make a straight up and down dexterity check.
Okay. 8.
8. You kind of are fiddling with like the kind of lock on these handcuffs, and you hear, and you look up, and that piece of your glasses is just broken now.
Oh, shit. All right. I'm going to look underneath.
Well, that'll be your
Oh,
action.
okay, done. Sorry.
Yeah. Julie.
Okay, can you tell me what shades the buttons are going left to right?
It's actually vertically down,
Crap.
but yes.
Going back
actually,
to front.
Yeah, back to front. You see a very dark, which you assume is black, a kind of mid-tone, a darker tone, and then another mid-tone.
Okay, can we do the further mid-tone?
Okay, you click it and your handcuffs extend.
Okay.
I'll say just pressing one button is probably not.
Okay, let's play
Yeah, I'll give you 2. I'll do 2 per round, just so that way we can move through this a little bit quicker.
the closer dark one.
The closer dark one.
Yeah.
Okay. You see that the lamp slowly turns, and then you see like the light actually illuminates this panel over on the far wall. Wes, your
Okay.
turn.
I'm gonna walk now that my chains are extended. I'm gonna walk over to the door,
They're only
Is that-
extended about 3 feet, so you can't make it all the way to the
I'm
door.
gonna
The
walk
door's
as far as
20
I
feet.
Can
Yeah.
I see if there's like a gap underneath the door, or if it's like completely sealed?
There's like a slight gap, like a maybe yeah, barely, like just so that just a small. You just see like the light kind of passing underneath the door.
All right, I'm gonna polymorph myself into an ant and get out of there.
You're like, okay, I'm done.
All right,
It was fun while it lasted, but
make
yeah.
a dexterity
real,
check.
it's
Just
been fun.
this will just be
As an
Yeah.
ant or
as an
me?
ant, as an ant, because you take the dexterity of the ant.
Yeah, hang on, let me look this up. I need to see.
I mean, you're already out of the handcuffs.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, that's the first thing. Well, there's a giant ant. I assume they probably have the same dexterity but much lower strength.
no, they would have
No.
much lower. Let me just look up a bug. For the purposes of this, you'd have to be an ant. Let me just find
That's fine.
You know what? I'll just
That's
do
fine.
this. I'll roll for it. Okay, you have plus 2 to dex.
Okay. That's a 13.
13. You tried to squeeze your tiny little ant body underneath, and you get stuck. And I'm going to say, just for the purposes of this, you kind of get stuck. You kind of tinge yourself a little bit, and you just polymorph back into a human, taking 1
On
point
the
of
other
damage.
side?
I'm going to roll for it.
Oh, I take 1 point of damage as an ant, so that's why
Yeah.
I turn back into a human. Okay.
Yes. And I'm going to roll to see which side you land on. Oh, interesting. I don't know if I should re-roll this or if I should.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 10 exactly, and it was 11
Well,
plus
it
to
should be-
get.
Well,
to-
shouldn't it be? I don't get any bonuses?
Actually, no.
to
It was 11 plus to get. So no, you are on the other side of the door. That is how. Okay, yes, that is how it will work. So you were on the. You are stuck inside still.
God damn it!
Yeah. And you take 1 point of force damage. Wes does. As you are kind of shunted back into this room. But you are free of your chains, and we will move on to Nelson.
Okay, so I am going to take a look under the table,
Yep.
and there are 3 buttons, yeah?
4.
4.
Red,
Are they
blue,
colored?
green, black.
Green means go. He's gonna press it.
You press green, and your cuffs extend.
Yeehaw!
You have about 3 feet of movement.
So he's gonna press, did you say the blue button?
Yep.
He's gonna press that one.
You press the blue button, and you see that lamp kind of turn and point at that panel over on the wall. Julie, your turn.
Can I make it to the panel on my wall?
No.
Okay, let's press the further dark button.
The further dark button. Perfect. Let me get my D8.
Oh, great. I'm going to die.
No, it's fine. 2. Oh, okay. This works great for you. Your cuffs come off.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Okay, let's go to the panel.
Okay. You go over to the panel. The panel is, you kind of walk over to it. The panel is completely dark. Like there's no light on it. Like it's not activated right now.
Okay, so let's go back to the buttons and press the closer medium color.
Shade.
The one I haven't hit, basically.
Yeah. You press it and nothing seems to happen. Wes, you are shunted back. You are prone on the ground.
I look at the door. Does the door have buttons by it?
Make a perception check.
Natural 20.
Okay.
Woo-hoo.
You notice a couple things. You notice that there are it's kind of frosted, but you can kind of see figures outside. And you look around. There's a panel behind you. There is the table, and there's buttons underneath, and there's the lamp. And you also notice, just because it was a natural 20, you notice that there's like a little bit of machinery on the lamp. It's not just like a normal lamp, and that's all I'll give you.
What are the colors of the buttons on the door?
On the panel,
Yeah.
it is not activated. There are no buttons. There is no like lights or anything on it. There's nothing. It's kind of this electronic panel.
Okay. I walk back over to the table and I press the blue button.
You press the blue button, and you see that lamp kind of and point towards the panel.
Okay. I go back to the panel.
Okay. Nothing has changed on the panel.
Can I touch the panel and like maybe
touch
it's an illusion?
No, it's there. It's real. Nothing seems to happen.
Are there like screws on the panel? Can it be taken off? Like what's the
No, it's pretty seamlessly put on there. It is just a panel that is not activated right now.
I'm going to go back and press the black button.
You press the black button. Okay. You hear a ooh come from the wall behind your table, but nothing happens. Nelson.
He is going to take a look at the buttons and be like, okay, red is bad, but black is worse. And he's going to press the red button.
You press the red button and nothing seems to happen. Oh, no, wait, sorry. You press the red button and you see the panel light up. Sorry, I was reading the wrong thing.
Woo! And then he is going to press the black button.
You press the black button and you hear a slight clicking coming from the vent above you.
Okay.
Julie. Sorry, Wes, I forgot. I should have said this for Wes. You also notice that there's like an air vent, but it just seems like a standard air vent.
Okay, so panel's not lit up, but there is a light shining on it.
Yes, from the lamp.
And can you describe the door to me, please?
The door, it's like kind of one of those classroom doors, essentially like where there's this like slight glass window covering. And then
can I look out the glass?
You can kind of see a little bit out. Make a perception check. It's kind of frosted.
12.
12. You can see that there's some slight figures out there. Just some people moving around.
Okay. I'm going to smash the glass with my brick, if possible.
Go ahead and make an attack. This would be melee, I'm assuming. You're not throwing it.
Oh, yay. That's a 23.
23, that hits. Roll damage.
8.
8. You slam your brick against the glass, and it kind of fractures, but it's still there.
Can I go back and hit the button that did the light, which is the closer dark one again?
Yep. You hit that one, and the lamp kind of turns around and is now pointing towards that the wall behind the table.
Okay.
Up next is Wes. What do you do?
I go back over to the panel.
Yep.
Okay. Fuck it. I'm just gonna start doing stuff. I'm gonna cast telekinesis on the panel and try and rip it off the wall using force.
Okay, hold on. Let me think.
I can try and move an object that weighs up to 1,000 pounds. So essentially, I can exert 1,000 pounds of force.
Make a spell casting check. So just like make an attack essentially with your telekinesis spell. I think it's it's like a plus
17.
17. You begin pulling at it, and you can see the hinges on the side of it kind of starting to pull off, but it's not coming off quite yet. I'll say that.
Well, it lasts for up to 10 minutes, so I'm just gonna keep going at it.
Okay, I'll have you roll another one on your next turn round now. Nelson.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to press the black button again.
Okay. Okay. You see your back wall slowly begin to kind of start going down, and it gets about halfway down. And Julie, you also notice this because your front wall is starting to come down.
Oh, what the heck?
And Nelson, as Julie says that, you hear Julie's voice.
Oh my god. Oh, thank God.
And it gets about halfway down, and then it just kind of stops.
What the hell?
You can do one more thing.
What's going on?
I'm not quite sure, but this seems awfully similar to the SWAT initiation test they put us through.
What?
Nelson,
didn't get one of those?
You are somewhat familiar with this test.
Oh, okay.
You never went through it yourself, though.
Okay. Okay. He is going to take the drawstring out of his sweatpants and tie it around his glasses so they stay on his face.
Okay. All right. And I'll say that's it for your turn. Julie, your turn. What do you do?
Does Nelson still have his handcuffs on?
Yeah.
Okay, can I hop over the wall?
Yeah, make an athletics check. It's about a 5-foot climb up and jump over.
Oh no, that's a 10.
10? That's fine. It was a pretty low DC. Yeah, you managed to climb over and kind of land Nelson's side.
It's not graceful, though.
No, it's not graceful. You kind of stumble, and then you kind of catch yourself, and you try to do a 3-point landing, but you end up kind of spraining your wrist just a little bit.
What?
Yeah.
Who is he to judge?
Can I smash the chain with my brick.
Yeah. Go ahead and make an attack on it.
Can I smash the room with my brick?
Yes. Go ahead
Okay.
and make an attack on it.
Nat 20 on the
Oh
on
my
smashing the
God.
chain.
No.
Okay, roll damage. So you roll the d8, multiply it
Yeah.
times 2, and then, yeah.
So that was actually on the D8. I rolled an 8, and I have a +2 to melee damage, apparently.
Oh my
With strength bonus.
You just shatter this chain with extreme prejudice. The table has a huge dent in it now, and chunks of like wood and plastic and metal kind of scatter about the room.
You good, Nelson?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Just want to let you know that the chain's attack DC is 20. That's insane. So it's metal.
Oh wow. Okay.
Julie is metal as fuck.
Yeah, for real. So I
Wild.
still have the cuffs on, but the chain is broken.
Yeah.
Okay. He's gonna run over to the panel.
Okay. Wes, your turn.
I'm continuing to try and rip the panel off
Okay,
the wall.
make
This
another
spell
spellcasting
lasts
check.
for 10 minutes.
Yeah, make
so
another
I'm just
spellcasting
keeping it
check.
up for 10 minutes. That is a 19.
It's you can see like the metal starting to buckle, but it's still not coming off quite yet. Nelson,
I'm running over to the panel.
the panel is lit in your room. Yeah.
Okay. What am I looking at here?
You see, the panel has like these LED buttons, and there is a blue, red, and green one.
Green means go.
Green means go.
Green.
You hear a click come from the door, and another click.
Check the door. Hold on. And he's gonna hold the green button.
Okay. You're telling Julie to get it?
Yeah. Luckily, it is my turn right now.
Yes, I will actually say this. For the purposes of this, Julie, you get to the door, make a dexterity check. I didn't think about the two people working together, so the DC will be much lower.
You're the one who let us be with each
No,
other,
no,
O'Neill.
I started making this puzzle, but I definitely forgot to finish this part. So 16. Yeah, the door clicks and you like kind of pull the or like push down on the thing and it just opens and you guys are open.
Hot dog.
And you guys kind of run out. I'm just gonna finish out Wes's thing here. Wes, your turn.
That's a 23 on ripping the panel off the wall. That's a
Okay. You rip the panel off the wall. How do I resolve this? Probably with a roll. Actually, no. I'll just say a couple things happen. And let me see what the first one
Power
is.
goes out in the room, please.
Of course, I rolled the thing that would say that everything happens. So, hold on. Okay. You see your back wall kind of slowly start to move down, and I'm gonna say that's what happens with this round. And then you see that the table starts kind of transforming into this table monster thing.
God damn it.
Yeah, I'm gonna redirect that telekinesis to the table and sort of hold it in place, like a good 3 feet in the air.
Okay.
It's a contested strength check versus my spell attack bonus here.
Got you.
So
Oh,
I have this
didn't do
spell for
great.
10 minutes, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna use it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I didn't roll amazingly.
That's a natural 20.
All right, you have this thing kind of floating up in the air, kind of pinned to the ceiling right now.
I walk by it and give it a little pat and go, "Nice try, buddy." And then
Julie and Nelson, as you guys open the door, you see that that back wall is now sliding down.
As we're exiting,
Yeah.
I think because Nelson is still holding the button, I mean, he'd look behind
Well,
him.
the door's open now, isn't it?
The door is open.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you see the wall kind of stops halfway down.
Could we see Wes?
Not at this moment.
Okay.
The wall itself is like 6 feet tall.
Okay.
So it cuts off visual, but I mean, if you guys say something, I don't know.
Okay.
Wes,
yeah,
can you hop the wall?
yeah.
Making
Can
up
I
a-
use it? Can I hang on? I have this thing pinned, right? Can I use it as like a stepping
Oh.
stool? Using telekinesis.
Sure.
is
You
red
you
as
pin it down to
fuck.
you pin it down to the ground. It's going to make an opportunity attack on you with disadvantage because it is grappled. Well, okay. You see, as you kind of like try to step up and on and over it, it tries to take a swipe at you but misses. Make an athletics check. I'll say the DC is lower because you have this thing. It's a pretty low athletics check as long as you don't roll like
Well, it's a natural 1, so can I use my reroll?
Sure. I will hold that because we're doing a time jump.
Hold on.
Oh,
I
I never
Hold on, I
rolled,
have something.
For my wild magic
true.
on hang on, let me roll
Yeah, roll
2
that
wild
D20.
magics twice for no ones.
Okay.
So
I have
Wait,
I have
actually,
a
I
feature
think
called Flash of Genius. So when you or another creature you can see within 30 feet of you makes an ability check or a saving throw, you can use your reaction to add your intelligence modifier to the roll. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your intelligence modifier, minimum of once. So this is like, I think of something really clever to help you, but that would only put your roll at like a 5.
It was a natural 1
it's
anyway,
really
so
not-
it's a failure.
doesn't really
If you want to do the
much in a
reroll,
natural
you can do the
one, so.
reroll. I will just hold 2.
yeah, sure, fuck it. 12.
Yeah, that's enough. You kind of stumble, and this thing was gonna take another swipe at you, but then you kind of catch your grasp and manage to pull yourself up and over, and now you are on.
Now that I
over
have
the wall.
a D20 for wild magic, it's got to happen somehow. So
Yeah. All right, you guys eventually all exit out of this room, and you hear, "Investigations team, you're late."
Oh,
Who is it?
as we leave, can I cram the table in between where the wall and the ceiling is?
Yeah,
the
sure.
wall
You
lowered?
you pin it. The wall is actually kind of starting to move up, and you kind of pin this table thing, and you hear the wall kind of like kind of pressing against it. But you guys manage to exit out of this room, and you hear, "Investigation team, you're late."
Who is it?
You see this guy in these what are they called? The camo suits. He seems to be a man of authority, and you see all these other people lining up in a formation, like a kind of military formation. They seem to be at parade rest.
I was
he
about to
says,
say Julie goes to parade rest.
"Yeah, you see Julie kind of hop in formation as well and stand at parade rest."
I'm not with them. I just kind of go to my own parade rest and I say, "Sorry, sir. What are we needed for, sir?"
"Get over here in formation. We're about to start the next days of your entire life." And he motions for you all to join the formation.
Wes walks over and he does go to parade rest, but he says, "Last time someone told me that, I almost lost a kidney."
Nelson, I'm assuming you also join this formation.
Yes, nervously and with my head down.
He says, "You all are the investigations team. Why did it take you so long to exit your arena? You should have been one of the first people out. Why was the strike team before you all?"
You didn't. I couldn't put it on my
"No
calendar.
excuses."
Oh, okay.
He says, "Diplomacy team, why are you not vouching for him?" And you see Jordan and C.K. Walters and Taylor Atkinson walk up behind you and appear in formation. And you see C.K. Walters start to go, "Well, sir, it seems as though
Sir, they're
this-
incompetent.
it seems as though they had that is not good enough." And then he begins like chewing out the diplomacy team, and you see Jordan like casting a spell, and we'll see if he says. He says, "I see what you're doing there." Jordan is trying to attempt to cast Charm Person, and
I'm
it
imagining
fails.
this is Mr. T.
No, it's a guy in these. What are they called?
Fatigues.
Fatigues. Yes,
yes.
There's a guy in fatigues. It's this kind of older gentleman. He's got like this gray short hair, and he is barking orders at you all. And he says, "All right, I am Commissioner Manchester, and I will be overseeing your graduation training. Each of you will be moving on to a new field, and I expect all of you to excel. This will be the hardest 3 weeks of your entire lives. Welcome to hell, children." You guys kind of montage it out. As the investigation team, you all are put under both rigorous academic and athletic training. And I'm going to let you guys decide how you spend your time, like what you guys kind of
Isn't
focus
it
in.
decided for us?
It's decided for you, but I'm saying, what do you choose to kind of excel in?
Okay, what kind of fields are there? Like,
It's a lot of academic and like you guys are set up like with these obstacle courts of like an investigation, and you guys are set up with the different scenarios. A lot of RPing going on. Where you're
this
kind of
is
put in
meta
these
as hell. I can't.
Yeah.
do this.
where you guys are put in like these investigative situations and like murder mystery kind of deals. So what do you guys like? What do you each of you kind of focus on? And I'll just say for the purposes of this, you could choose something in either intelligence or wisdom and just kind of describe it to me, and then I'll have you make a roll for it.
I think that Nelson is going to work on really trying to look at like every minute detail and just like catch as many teeny tiny little details to help in like role play.
Got you. Okay, so you're focusing on perception. What do you
more
use to
investigation, I think.
Oh, investigation.
Yeah, just look for
Okay.
those little details.
Got you. Okay, what do you do to kind of help you through this?
He is going to go through like strategy manuals and like look through different ways that people
Okay.
go through like
So you're kind of doing
reconnaissance.
research.
Yeah. So when we're in these sort of scenarios, he can apply those techniques.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a history check.
Okay.
We'll resolve it from there.
16.
16. Okay. You begin to actually get pretty good at investigating and at checking for the small details. You now have a +2 to your investigation check.
Woo boy!
All right, Julie and Wes, what are you guys focusing on and how do you achieve that?
First of all, are we going home at night?
Actually, for these next 3 weeks, you are living in the swap base. Julie, it is very reminiscent of basic training.
Do we see other people in swap base?
I mean, you guys are kind of kept really busy. The main people you see are, you guys are actually, actually awkwardly enough, you guys are in this training with the strike team you worked with. I mean, there's other teams as well, but the strike team, which is Hans, Greta, and Guntar, and then also the diplomacy team, which is CK Walter,
I'm gonna
Sailor,
wake up
and
one night. They're gonna be beating me with socks filled with coins.
yeah, it's the tension is there for sure, and this situation doesn't necessarily help.
Okay, nice.
But how do you
Nice.
what do you train in, and how do you?
I want to train in history. I want to know more about the conflicts that occurred in Phaeton.
Okay, what do you do to kind of do this? What tools do you use? What techniques?
Well,
do
I'm
you
studying, like history textbooks pretty much. But I
Okay.
also I have a skill that I've literally never used up until now, in which I'm actually a pretty good cartographer.
Use? Okay, so
So-
you kind of use your cartography skill.
A lot of times when there is a map of a place, I kind of sketch it out myself.
Okay,
So I have a lot of these like in my head now.
I will say for the purposes of this, go ahead and make a intelligence check plus your proficiency modifier.
That is a 10.
That is a 10. It's still kind of hard for you to... Julie wasn't great in history in general in high school and in college time too. Like that just wasn't Julie's thing. You really make a strong effort for it. You get a +1 to your history checks. But yeah, it's not like a perfect thing. And Wes, what are you doing?
I'm gonna lean into more arcane knowledge stuff. Not necessarily like wizard, like learning how to cast spells, but more like learning how to better identify enchantments and magical objects and different weird magical effects
Okay.
and that type of thing.
What are you doing to kind of aid in your studies of this?
I think if possible, I would like to go to the magic item room where everything's in a glass tank.
Yep.
Maybe they give me the book and I'm really investigating those things, and
Okay.
I have some books on like runes and enchantment and stuff like that.
I also think Nelson might be able to
Yeah.
help you out in this.
Yeah, he definitely could help
So
with that.
Nelson, go ahead and just roll a d20.
Okay.
Maybe less magic items, actually, now I think about it, since that's Nelson's thing. Maybe more like magical.
I mean, I think this is
Beings,
all
maybe?
kind of the same.
What if
This was
yeah.
all under Arcana, right?
Yeah, maybe more like magical beings then. Maybe I'm studying a bestiary. I think that would be that would be kind of fun, actually.
Okay, and then in that case, just make an investigation check.
Cool. That's a 0 on that. That's a 2. So
2.
you know.
Yeah, you aren't picking up a lot on these kind of situations. It's really
Cool.
rough for you. The investigation stuff is kind of it just weighs down on you, and the training and all that. You're exhausted every day, and you just kind of slump down at the end of the day and can't really get into that. But you also are all three put through rigorous language as part of the investigation team. You are all put through rigorous language training. And you all learn Phaeton, and then you all get a language that you all learn as well. What are those languages? Now, these can be human languages like Spanish, French, etc., etc. I mean, Julie already knows French enough. High school French. So I would say you don't
also
need to
proficient in French. I think he's going to learn Draconic.
Draconic? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. You know, just to diversify, I won't take Draconic.
Well, I mean, we can also talk to each other.
Well, actually, I talked. That's. I think that's my thing. Is I talked to Julie and Nelson, and I want to see what languages they don't know. So, what languages do you know?
Common, Dwarvish, Celestial, French, Elvish, and Draconic.
You can also learn languages that others do know.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to look if there is like something. Nelson kind of has all the big ones covered, so I think I'm also going to learn Draconic. Maybe we learn it together and talk.
Yeah, that would
together
be
in
good for us
Draconic.
to practice together.
Question. So
Yeah, maybe do we both we both help each other out?
Yeah, sure.
I want to. So when I look up Draconic, it says fire-related races speak this.
Yeah,
Dragonborn dragons.
Yeah, or fire
Fire-related
elementals.
fire elementals.
Well, actually,
Would
I
that-
think they speak elemental, but
But it's also the base language of magic in the D&D universe.
Yeah.
What language would a phoenix speak?
a phoenix. I mean,
I think it is a celestial, isn't it?
I
A
believe
phoenix
so.
is a like
Let me
that's
double
its thing.
Here, mine says celestial, so it'd be celestial.
Then I'm
Yeah, I
like,
think it makes
I'm
more
going to do
sense.
celestial then.
Okay,
Nelson can help her out with that as well.
cool.
His accent is awful, but it is passable.
Yeah, celestials is kind of like almost. I mean, and that's the thing.
Oh.
Celestial is pretty close to French.
Great.
in the way that it is. The accents
We
are
all
kind of
know-
open and fluid. In that
Never
deal.
mind.
Celestial, the language of love.
Kind of. Yeah.
We only
Very,
dirty talk.
very
in this.
poetic. Very. So you all finish your training, and you guys are inducted, not formally, but you guys are kind of introduced to other members of the Bureau of Investigations, which is what the investigations branch is under. You guys kind of learn this through these next couple months, just kind of working in the whole more holistic version of SWAT. The strike is like the strike force team, and the diplomacy branch is the ambassadors branch, and you guys are under the Bureau, is what it's called, the Bureau of Investigations. So yeah, you guys have a couple more months. I know you guys wanted to do a couple more things, so if you guys want to do that, and then I'll kind of tell you how your next couple of months go.
I'm gonna go talk to the diplomatic team.
Okay.
Yes.
Who on you're talking like Jordan, CK Walters, Taylor,
Yes.
TA,
Yeah.
Taylor Atkinson. Okay.
Yeah. I assume I go to their office or whatever.
Yeah.
Knock, knock, knock. Knock in.
Yeah, you hear come in.
Open. I enter. Hey guys.
Wesley, how are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. I close the door.
Jordan kind of gives you a 2-finger salute, and Taylor kind of waves.
Wanted to talk to you guys about something. Wanted to know if you noticed anything fishy during the. I turn back and I close the blinds during the handoff.
You close the back blinds.
Are there blinds on the door? Is it
Yeah.
a door with a
Yeah,
window like
sure,
the
why
school
not?
window where there's like one
Sure.
little slide?
Jordan goes, I really don't know, Wes. That's not kind of our deal.
I don't know. You guys were the other people that were there. I just want to know if you
I noticed
saw
Cash,
anything.
The only thing I noticed was like Cash was acting weird when he was like interacting with the Mona Lisa, and you kind of remember that Cash kind of had a freak out where he was like, I'm going to tear this thing up if it doesn't get away from me. That's the only thing you kind of remember.
Oh, yes. Okay. All right. I'll have to text him. All right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taylor actually says, Wes, and you kind of stop.
Yes.
She kind of is contemplating to herself for a little bit and says, my keeper has told me to tell you to watch out for yourself.
Your keeper? I'm sorry. I don't mean.
She
to
kind
be
of looks up
rude.
and kind of gives you a shrug.
Okay.
Like looks up to like the heavens.
Oh, okay. Wait, do I know what class in parentheses, like what she does?
She follows in this religious order.
Okay, so she's a cleric. Got it. Okay, I'm
Not
like,
a cleric,
I say
paladin, but go ahead.
same difference. I go, I'll be sure to do that.
She just kind of gives you a nod.
All right, have a good one, guys.
And they all kind of wave you out as you leave. Julie, you want to go to the astral plane?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. You go talk to Jack.
Yeah.
All right. You knock on his door, and Jack also kind of looks kind of tired, and he goes, "Julie, what's up? How's it going?"
Thanks for meeting with me. I know that this isn't
No, it's fine.
something you
It's
usually
fine.
do. Is there any way for me to go back to the astral plane?
Not unless it's like a dire situation. I try not to go there too many times. Again, it's not necessarily a place I have a lot of power.
Is there a way to get a message there then?
Yeah, we have couriers to the astral sea.
Do they... I heard a rumor about a figure that has been sighted in the astral plane, and do you think that if I ask them to look into that, could they do that, you think?
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. 17.
17. Okay. He goes, Julia, there's a lot of people are really busy right now, as you can tell. But what I will say is I will make a markup for what do you need them to, and I mean, we'll just send an investigation team to the astral sea. What do you need them to do?
I would appreciate if you didn't tell many people about this, but someone with the same name, at least as my father, is going around.
What was your father's name?
Matt Davenport.
Okay, Julie.
And he was...
There is a lot of Matt Davenports that
You're
have
sure?
died. I'm just saying that's a pretty common name set. I know that we all like to think that our people are still... I mean, I can send a courier out there to
Well, the thing
investigate
is,
it.
my Matt Davenport used to work with, I think, the chair of conjuration.
Interesting. Back when the conjuration chair was in the strike days?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
So he would be I don't know much what he did, but I can infer he was a powerful asset.
Okay. When souls carry over, their only burden is whatever the burden that ties them here. So I don't think he still has a lot of illness to the society. But I mean, I guess it couldn't hurt to check in. Yeah, I'll get somebody on that. Do you have a specific message you want to send to him?
It's another personal thing, but if you could tell him that his wife is very sick.
Yeah, I'll get that to him.
Okay. Thank you for meeting with me again.
Of course. We'll get that taken care of for you. That kind of gets sent off in these next couple of months. Yes. Anything else you guys want to do over this next 3-month thing in between your investigations?
Can I talk to Llama?
Talk to Llama? Okay. Julie, go ahead and talk to Llama. You go to Llama during these next couple of months, and he goes, Julie, it's been a while. How are you doing today?
I'm all right. How about you?
I've been fine. Busy as usual. What do I owe the pleasure of this visitation?
Do you know about the prisoners here? If I were to ask you about one of them...
Which ones in particular? I do
Well-
know. I know about their sentencing. I do remember, after all, I am the person who recounts all of their stories.
Okay. I'm curious about an outlander named Lacuna.
He kind of, you see him kind of close his eyes and think. Ah, yes. She was brought in during the incursion. You see him kind of doing a lot of mental things. See if he can. Okay, he won't be able to do that particularly, but he kind of gives you the information. He goes, "Yes, she was brought in during the incursion. She seems to be a peaceful outlander. She was put far past the outlander bridge, but slowly made her way closer and closer. Due to her peaceful elderly nature, she seems to be a non-threat as far as she goes. what about her would you like to know? I mean, I only know about the case and how far she is sentenced, etc., etc.
Wolf, what's the sentence?
It's an outlander sentence. She has to remain in the prison until she chooses to be returned to the Outlands or stay in the prison. And I believe she has elected to stay.
It's not, but it is possible to send her back to the Outlands.
He kind of gives you an kind of an uneasy look and says, sending to the Outlands is more or less dropping them off at the edge of sea and expecting them to swim to their home nation. I don't think anyone has ever actually returned. But those who would prefer not to be locked up for the entire lives take that chance. It is unfortunate, but true.
But what was the incursion?
There seems to be an outlandish incursion that was opened a portal to Gaia directly. Let me see if he can connect these dots. He does. He says, it seems as though the Conjuration Chair was a part of the mission that stopped it, and that is what gave him his political prowess to join the council in that time.
Oh. Do you know anything about the abilities of the Outlander?
He kind of thinks. He goes, she seems to have some arcane ability, some kind of a companion that she draws that ability from. That is all I know.
Would it be possible for her to give that ability to someone else?
I do not know the capabilities of this Outlander, but from what we understood, she was very tame and to herself. She was very interested in the new world she found herself in, but was content being put up by herself. I do not think it would be part of her nature to put this on to another person.
Was she the only one who came?
He kind of thinks back again and goes, no, there was another. The one that brought her, apparently. That one escaped. But the portal was closed.
Who is the one that escaped?
Interesting. Your questions have brought in a new thought into my mind that I have not considered, but an Outlander that has had quite a reputation with the society that brought this person. Interesting. It was a chaotic Outlander, like a lot of the ones we find ourselves in. The fatalities of that battle were many. Quite a few sacrifices were made. It seems as though it is the same one that now calls himself the Game Master.
Okay. Can you tell me when the battle with the sacrifices was? Well, who died in that? Do you have any information on them?
It would take me some time to meditate on the specifics, but it happened about... Julie, how old are you?
Thank you. I think I said she's 29 because she had her birthday.
Yes, so it would be about 25 years ago. And this coincides to the time...
That's what I thought.
Yes.
That's what I thought. That's when my dad died, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Who else is doing...
We should dig into Beesbos.
I guess so. Well, I gotta talk to Jeff, but I think I'm gonna dig into the Conjuration Chair first.
Okay. Make me a little history check. Oh wait, how are you digging into the? That's not...
I'm gonna schedule a meeting with him. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna be a good boy. I'm gonna schedule it. I'm gonna be like, hey, I just want to talk to you about this assignment that I have for the bureau. It's just like a homework thing. It's not anything being published. I just have to
make a deception check.
Okay. Deception is under
charisma.
Yeah.
Well,
okay. They don't necessarily... The secretary...
Just
the
say you want to thank him.
The Conjuration Chair secretary doesn't necessarily buy your story, but still sets up the meeting with the Conjuration Chair for you.
Yeah.
It takes about 2 months or 2.5 months for the actual meeting to take place, just because the Conjuration Chair is a very busy man, and this was kind of put lower on the priority list. So eventually you do get to the meeting with the Conjuration Chair. He says, Nelson, hey, how's it going? Come on in. He invites you into his office.
I forgot how he speaks. Thank you so much for meeting with me, sir.
Yeah, you said you were doing some kind of research assignment.
Yeah, and I just wanted to thank you for graduating the investigations team. It's been an experience. It has been great. I love it.
Yeah, of course.
I wanted to thank you for that.
Yeah, it's about time. You guys didn't really have a guide, so it didn't make sense for us to keep on bouncing you around as an undergraduate. So
yeah. So what I wanted to talk to you was about. I'm doing sort of like a history sort of. I don't know. I'm talking to some of the.
He kind of grabs a little thing of coffee. His kind of thin fingers kind of wrapping around the mug. His small frame. His like skinny. He's a pretty skinny guy. Kind of sitting in this chair. He kind of crosses his legs. He goes, all right, yeah. I have a little bit of time. Go. What do you need?
Yeah, I'm basically trying to conduct interviews with members of SWAT, and I was particularly interested in how you came to be the Conjuration Chair. I mean, everyone has sort of their story and how they graduate through their specific school of magic and all that, but I wanted to know how you got here.
Make a persuasion check.
Yeah. Natural 20!
Okay.
Oh,
All
yeah.
Right. You get him talking, and he talks for a long time. He kind of starts bloviating. It's almost like a bragging thing for him. He was originally a part of the strike unit. He graduated out of that. He then joined the force team, did that for a while, ended up joining the Terrors. He talks a little bit about that for a while. And then he talks about his studies and how he left the Terrors team to go a little bit more into academia. He specifically is, he talks a little bit more of time during the Terrors and how he kind of stopped an outlandish incursion and how that kind of costs a lot. And he said he can't talk a lot about that too much because he doesn't want to give himself a psychic seizure. He says there's a lot of like terrible stuff that happened from that. And then he kind of keeps on talking and he talks about like more of his academics and his studies. And eventually he talks about he kind of developed this kind of security measure for quick mobility of high level personnel. And there are these teleportation sigil beads that, and you notice that him and all these other council members are wearing these kind of multicolored beads. And he says that, you know, it all works towards these this kind of quick mobility of all these things. So SWATT uses them and he uses them and the council uses them. And it's just one of the things that kind of his kind of trademark thing that kind of got him.
So would I know what SWATT is?
The Society of the Terrors.
Oh, okay. Okay. So that's just like the extra. Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. All right. Okay. Wait, hold on. I can't really understand. Is it terrors? Like night terrors? Okay. Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
The Society of the Weird and Terrifying Terrors is what their full title called.
Ha, gotcha. Okay, really cool baseball league name. All right. Well, that's
yeah, of course.
This is great.
Yeah,
but I
thanks
wanted to ask a couple questions. Yeah, of course. I was sort of brought into SWAT like when I was real little because my dad is.
Yeah, I know your father.
Yeah. So I was wondering, what about before SWAT? What did you do like before all this?
I mean, I was also brought into the society at a pretty young age. My father was also a researcher into the Conjuration School. He was he was a studious man. He worked a lot in my kind of specialty is portals. I mean, I can do a lot of the self conjuration as well, but I mainly focus on portals and teleportation. His kind of thing was more conjuring and especially the kind of familiar pact that you can make with certain beings. He was into being binding and being back and forth, and that was kind of his thing. But I'm more of like, you know, just opening the levels between worlds, you know, that kind of deal.
Okay, I'm trying to think. Would Matt Davenport and his picture and what is it, Ethan? Is his name?
Yes, Ethan.
Yeah, his picture is in the SWAT database of him in uniform, right?
Yes.
Okay, so he would know. This public knowledge. What about your military career?
Again, I don't want to talk about it too much. That was when I was part of the Terrors.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. I mean, I don't want to pry too much, but I saw you were on the strike team with one of my teammates' dads, actually.
Oh, interesting. Who was this?
Yeah, my teammate's Julie Davenport.
Davenport.
Yeah, I think her dad's name is Matt or something.
Matt Davenport.
Damn it.
You see him kind of freeze for a moment.
Good job.
Oh no.
Did we tell Nelson that this was a possibility?
Yeah, I definitely did.
Nelson.
I'm sorry.
What are you doing?
Sir, and I think he's gonna poke him.
All right. You see a little bit of blood kind of starting to come down from his nose.
Oh no. Oh no. He is going to run to Scarlet.
You kind of run out in a hurry out of the office, and the secretary goes, what's happening? What?
He's bleeding out of his nose. What's going on there?
Oh, Jesus, he's having another psychic seizure. Go grab Scarlet. We need to take care of this. To kind of wrap up this scene, Scarlet kind of rushes down and comes to his aid and kind of puts him to sleep and rests his psychic seizure. And essentially, you are not allowed to have any more contact with the conjuration chair for a while. And that'll be that.
I mean, nobody knows what I said. It just kind of happens.
Yeah.
You know, well, okay, all right. Well, I'm sure I'm going to get an earful from my dad for that.
Yeah, you do. And you do. And you do. And it's bad. But we don't need to get into that necessarily.
Grounded.
Okay. Any couple more things you guys want to do? I know somebody was saying they wanted to look into Beebos.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, well, I mentioned that, but also I do have one other thing. Is as I am learning the spell Teleportation Circle, I'm going to try and worm my way and learn the runes on as many as teleportation circles as possible. I know I probably have access to the ones in SWAT.
Yep.
But, like, do I know anybody in Phaeton who has access to them? Can I pay to have access to ones in other places? I just want to have options on where I can go.
Got you.
You know?
Make an investigation check.
Well, that's a 2.
2. You really are asking around. You're trying to find people. You really only get the ones from SWAT.
Damn it. Okay. It was worth a shot.
All right. Who's doing Bebo?
I think that would be Wes and Nelson. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do the two of us. We've been doing a lot of apart stuff. Let's do something together. We're sitting in the office discussing our plan. How do you want to do this?
I mean, I guess I could show him some of the stuff that I'm working on, see if that'll get us an in.
Oh, yeah. Maybe you could pose like you want an internship or something. How good are you at bluffing?
I get real nervous when I lie. And sometimes I get really sweaty and people are like, "Oh, did you just exercise?" And I'm like, "No." Yeah,
and they tell me to take a shower.
Yeah. I've taken a lot of stress showers.
All right, Nelson, let me tell you the trick to lying. The trick to lying is to think of it as conveniently not telling the truth.
So like
Don't even, the word lying is gone from your mind. It doesn't exist. You are simply telling them what they need to hear so you know the information that you want. It's
like an omission of...
You don't even have to lie. You don't even have to make stuff up. You just don't have to tell them what you really want.
I mean, if I tell him I want an intern, I don't really want an internship. I don't think his company's that ethical.
Well, it's more like you go and you say, I would like to learn more about your company's practices. Is that not true?
Yeah, that's true.
You'd like to know
guess,
that.
Yeah.
You know, he's Mr. Bezos. I'm curious why you've taken such an interest in our team. That's true.
Yeah, that is
true.
You
know, you don't have to be like, we want to know whether you're up to some shady stuff. You just have to, work it out of them. I mean, you said you got some good information out of the conjuration chair. You got him talking. These guys love to talk about themselves.
Yeah,
people at such a high level. They love. Well, that was because you brought something up that we clearly told you not to do, but it's fine.
I was just making conversation. I didn't mean to.
Anyway, you don't have to worry about that. And if he does have a psychic seizure, that's something we've learned. So I think, we don't know if he has those. So we would learn that something instead of just causing a man to have a seizure.
I
So
still do feel really bad about it. So if we can not talk about it, that'd be great.
look, if you want me to come with you, I can maybe come with you. I don't know what
Would
I
you,
would pose as
actually?
going with you. I don't know what I would say I'm doing there.
I don't know.
I mean,
you could come
we
with
could
the
just
thank
set
you.
up a meeting.
I mean,
Like say,
yeah,
hey, we
all
want
right,
to
cool.
talk. And
Yeah, I mean,
like
it's-
try and work some information out of him.
Trying to do scheduling stuff instead of just like y'all just barging into their offices. So I've been trying to do some, bureaucratic clerical stuff, trying to not like make it seem like super sus.
Okay.
So you guys, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, we're gonna try and set up a meeting with Bezos with Nelson and Wes.
Pretty
Wes and
simple.
Nelson.
You walk in. His secretary is they have like the Bezos office is just like so tricked out. Like it's like an Apple store on drugs. It is ridiculous. But you see a secretary kind of working on this like holographic computer, and as you kind of walk in, Wes, his computer kind of starts to like you see a couple.
I
like, fizzles
assume
and
he has.
he does
Come on,
have
we're
hex
in
protection,
SWAT.
but it's not.
We're in SWAT.
Yes, he does have hex protection, but it still like registers on his computer. He goes, "What can I do for you?"
Hey,
We're here to just talk to you. We wanted to thank you for. Oh, the secretary
Yeah,
says
it is
this.
the
It's not
secretary.
Bezos. Oh, sorry. I
Bezos
was like,
is
that
not,
doesn't
yeah.
sound like his voice.
Nope.
I was like, hi. We'd like to set up a meeting with Mr. Bezos. Doesn't have to be more than 5 minutes. Just we wanted to thank him for
He kind of
his help.
types away at this computer, and he goes, "Yep, he has an availability in about 8 months.
8 months.
Yes, 8 months.
So the other thing we want to talk about, I don't know if this would be able to get us in quicker, is my friend here wanted to talk about maybe procuring an internship with him in the company.
He types away a little bit and says, "The application has been sent to your email, Nelson. Yes."
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the application's been sent to your email. Just fill that out, and we'll get
And
that
then,
taken care of.
on top of that, I was wondering if I could show him a couple of the things that I've been working on in the engineering lab. I have a couple different things that I wanted to show him just to see if he was interested in them.
He types a couple more things, and you see this capsule kind of out of the floor, like the floor kind of opens up and then levitates up, and it kind of floats there behind you. Says, yes, just put them in there, and he'll be able to do that. He might, send you a Skype or Zoom or Facebook message chat thing, and he might be able to do it from his location. He's a very busy man, as you can tell.
Sorry, they're still kind of experimental, but I was hoping that he would want to see them in person. I mean, that's okay.
Yeah, just put it in the capsule. It will send it on over to him into the thing. Yeah, go ahead. I am very busy right now. I still have a lot of emails to send, so if you wouldn't mind, I need to get back to work.
Jesus Christ. He's like, I'll just wait until we get that meeting. Can we schedule a date?
Yeah, he gives you a date for. Let's see, guys. He gives it for June 16th,
We're in November,
2020.
yes.
You guys are in October right now, just for the
Of
timeline.
2019. Got it.
Yep.
Got it.
So June.
Got it.
June 16th, 2020
Ooh, Gemini season.
is when your meeting with Bezos is scheduled.
Okay.
All right. Well, it was worth a shot. As we're walking back to our offices, it was worth a shot.
I mean, it kind of felt like a big flop, but I mean,
Look, I know you don't really want an internship, but you should apply for it. And then if you get an interview, that's all I'm saying. I know I wouldn't be able to be there, but maybe I could put some sort of bug in your ear and I could talk you through it. Or
maybe I'll fill it out and see what happens. I'm overly qualified, but I'm sure I could do that. And he's gonna go fuck around on his computer and fill out the application.
Okay. Do you guys do anything else to try to investigate him? You fill out the application. It gets processed.
This man is an enigma.
Mhm.
I'll do
There
some
is-
investigating. Like, so I'm gosh, all this stuff's probably online. I'm the worst person to be doing this.
I'll help him out with that. He's
Okay.
like, I don't. He's be like, I don't. Where's the mouse? And it's like, there's
What
a
are you
trackpad.
doing?
I know where the mouse is. It just doesn't work for
It
me.
just doesn't work well with him. So what are you doing?
I think. Well, it's time to tap into the mainframe. I think he's gonna try to do some through his dad's computer. He's gonna go through the hacking system.
The password's
Interesting.
always swordfish.
Interesting. Okay.
Nelson is my son. Nelson.
I will say for the purposes of this, because you're using your father's computer, there will be some inherent risk, but I will give you a plus. I'll just say you have advantage.
I'll keep watch for him.
Yeah, please God, my dad can't
Keeping
catch my
watch for him.
computer. Okay, so advantage. Fucking natural 20.
Oh, okay. All right. You will begin digging deep into you are hooked. Your father is a pretty well renowned scientist, so he has a lot of access to the SWAT database. You begin chipping into this Bezos, and you just start digging in, and you actually get into his emails.
Oh,
Make an investigation.
show me
check.
the email.
Okay, investigation.
Mm-hmm.
That's 10. That's 10.
10. You kind of start clicking around. There's just a lot of emails. There's a lot of stuff here. You show that there's a lot. He seems to be moving a lot of assets around. Like he's planning for a lot of different new innovations that he's kind of working on.
I think I'm gonna look for any information about the Fae Queen, or like anything related to like other world, like trying to use like keywords,
Mhm.
like
Make a Google check.
oof, that's not good. 10.
10.
Yeah, but what if you did a Bing check instead?
Ooh.
Ew, gross. You don't really find anything about the fake queen.
Can I
No.
find anything
Can't
in his
track him.
emails about the Fae Queen?
I was using that Google check to search through his emails. Google is like a searching. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's why it's-
search. Okay.
Yeah, but I wanted to be funny.
Um,
What else are you looking for?
let's look.
You are into his emails.
I'm in Jeff Bezos's emails. I feel like I should like be a dick and like change his password. I shouldn't. That's super.
Look-
That's super rude.
Wes leans in and says, like, I heard he's getting a divorce.
Look up to like attorneys. Like,
Are you actually?
no. I'm trying to think of other things. What else do we want to? What else do we want to know about him? I don't know.
Google investigations team.
Ooh, that's good. Yeah.
Make another Google check.
Hot dog. That is a unnatural 20.
You search around and you don't find anything specifically. Oh, you do actually. You find one email. And it's dated back in. Oh, this timeline is gonna get messy, guys. If I don't get this timeline right, it's not because I'm giving you guys a clue or anything. It's because I just don't. I'm not doing this right. Back in July, about your trip to Kansas City and kind of the information about that, and it's an email chain between the entire council, kind of talking about what they should do about
shit.
Oz.
That's some good dirt.
What does it say? Who's saying what?
It's all very official and very like metered responses as you would through email conversation. There's no tea within it, but it does say like we should do our best to kind of protect the Ozland, and it should remain sealed under the investigations confidential sector.
Can I target my name?
Your name.
Yeah. Nelson Bigby.
Oh crap! Wait. Nelson didn't
Make-
know the name of Oz.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't have. Yeah, you wouldn't have. Oh shit! Nelson
'cause
just
you-
found out about that.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Nelson, what did you find?
I don't know. What am I doing?
Okay, so you're looking for yourself now.
Yeah.
Make another Google check.
No, but
That
Nelson
is,
just. Oh
that's
shit.
19.
19.
Mm-hmm.
You find, because you're using your father's computer, you find emails between your father and him, and it seems like he was help on some project, and you find your name spattered throughout this.
Can I figure
It's-
out what that project is?
Make an intelligence check.
Okay.
To kind of make sense of it, because it is almost very cryptic.
That is 21.
21.
Ooh, this shit is on fire today.
You come to two conclusions.
Okay.
They are talking about constructing, they're talking about creating, they're talking about fixing something. Either your father is planning on experimenting on you, just from like your perspective, or he made a clone of you, or something along those lines. You cannot tell.
He
But it's
immediately
unnerving.
sends out an email and erases all the cookies and the search history.
Okay, make one more hacking check to clean up your trace. Actually, no, this would be a tech saving throw. Sorry.
That's tech saving throw. Okay, is a 16.
Okay. You think you do a great job.
I have to go. I have to go.
What did Nelson? What did you find?
I'm not sure. I have to go. I'm not sure. I'll get back to you. I have to go. Bye.
See ya. Okay.
Don't touch my dad. Don't touch my dad. You should really get out of here. I have.
We're leaving. This is as we're walking out.
Yes.
I'd say.
Yeah. I have to go. And he starts running down the hall.
Mm-hmm.
How tall is Nelson? This is
He
a
is
weird
6'1".
question.
He's a tall
Okay, so
boy.
he's taller than me. Yeah,
Yeah.
I figured he was like one of those 17-year-olds who
Yeah,
is
he's a
like
lanky-
very tall but has no
Yeah.
muscle on him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just like natural strength, but he's not like
yeah,
built. He's just like he has like lean muscle.
yeah.
Okay.
What do you do?
Cell phone. Call my dad. Where is he?
He goes, Nelson, what's the
Dad,
deal?
where are you?
I'm out in the field. I'm collecting samples for these what are they called? Basilisks? Yeah. We're trying to figure out if we can figure out some way to reverse engineer some of their
When are you gonna be
petrifying-
back?
I'll probably be back in about a week. You're okay, right? You got I
Wait,
I
no,
made sure
Dad,
you
I
were
have to
stocked up
talk
and-
to you.
I mean, you got me on the phone right now, Nelson.
I mean, it's important. I don't. What? Can I come see you on the field?
No, Nelson. It's very, very dangerous. Just wait. I'll be back in a week.
Dad, this is like. Am I? What is wrong with me?
Nelson, what are you getting on about?
Dad, what happened after the accident?
Well, Nelson, you know what happened after the accident.
Well, Dad, I just sort of woke up and you were just like, oh, like, what? Am I? I guess, am I a person?
He says, Nelson, just stop with that nonsense talking now.
No, Dad, I told you it was important. Like, what?
You're talking nonsense, Nelson. Now, for real, I am very busy. I need you to. I really need to go. I can talk to you when I get back. Okay.
Fine.
Okay.
And I hang up, like just irreverent. I don't even say anything else. Just fine. Click.
Okay. Cool. All right. Anything else anybody want to do?
I want to go to the library.
Okay, Julie, going to the library. What are you doing?
She wants to look up a book about birds.
You want to look about birds?
Yeah. About phoenix birds.
Oh my god, I thought you were joking. Oh, okay, about phoenixes. Okay, just make a history check.
That was actually
no, sorry,
random.
this
I
would be an
didn't know
Arcana
that.
check.
15, sorry.
15? Arcana?
Yep.
Okay. You pretty much get the general well-known knowledge about phoenixes. They are kind of this undying spirit that when they die, they reincarnate themselves. They're
They're
kind of
born from their own ashes.
burn from their own ashes, that kind of deal. Nothing entirely strange. You when you're doing this search, obviously, I think you're keeping Amber in mind, so you kind of look into the Phoenix.
Yes.
It's called the Phoenix Curse when you're kind of reading through it, and it's kind of the same deal where the powers and some of the emotion, a part of the personality, is kind of carried on throughout the matriarchal line of that. And I will say with your 15 Arcana check, you kind of get a sense of how the cycle works. It's a very convoluted cycle, but it has to do with kind of the seasons we're in and the power levels, quote unquote, of the different offspring and the number of offspring. And there's like a math to it, but they've kind of figured out a little bit of how it kind of transfers and works.
Okay.
But it does always transfer post-mortem.
Okay.
There's never a time where it transfers before the death of the matriarch.
So what are they before they get these powers?
People.
But like, are they better at certain types of fields of magic, or
again, it depends on the kind of power level in the season. So if the offspring that was stronger in fire magic and in evocation, that kind of deal, then during the summer, if the matriarch were to pass, that would then pass on to the person strongest in that.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for my bird book.
Yeah, and I will also say that you get a little bit more sense of like kind of the quirks of Amber. There are like lots of tellings of like the different kind of things that just like the day-to-day interesting.
What are the quirks? I want to know these.
Let me look it up.
Thank you.
Make one more history check. I'm not gonna give this to you for free.
18.
Son of a bitch. All right.
Look it up, O'Neill.
Yeah, make a Google check, bitch.
Yeah, some of the quirks are like sometimes they're, especially when the mantles first pass on, there can be like a lot of burns that kind of happen just because the sheer amount of power that doesn't necessarily seem to happen with Amber, but you notice that like sometimes like small fires will ignite or like the room will get hotter. Sometimes you've heard that like they kind of take on fiendish qualities, like devilish qualities of when they like kill something or when they attack something, they kind of get like this devilish spirit. And then like they kind of usually have this kind of sense of comfort with fire. Even if it's like hurting or burning, they still kind of feel comfortable with it. And then a lot of times
they can burn though.
They can burn. They seem to have some kind of resistance to burning usually. And then you also notice like when they're angry, fires is just kind of their motif. Their eyes can get aflame sometimes and like stuff like that. And also you notice that like a lot of these people are described as brave, but also reckless. But yes, that is what you learn about the Phoenix Curse and the Phoenix itself. All right. Is anybody else doing anything?
Nelson is going to fucking just hole himself up. And
I will say, because
his...
of how this kind of played out, I will say that conversation you had is bumping up right against your next mission, the one that will be coming.
So he's gonna like hole up and finish up his like big project.
Okay, cool.
Hello, this is your DM here. DM obviously stands for Dream Machine. Come with me and you'll see an entire world of pure... Oh, and we got copyright striked. Thanks so much for listening to this episode. You might be wondering how we got here. If you like what we do and you like the show, tweet about it using the hashtag YMVW and we'll use your name in the show. Also follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and you can follow us on what we're doing with the show and the interesting changes coming up. Thanks so much for sticking with us in our kind of 1 week break we took off there. We were having a lot of technical difficulties with this recording. As you can tell, we lost some audio files. It kind of got into a mess. But hopefully next week we should be back on track as far as episode goes. We've also made this one a little bit longer, obviously, the last one too, to kind of make up for that. So I hope you guys enjoy. I hope a lot of you had a good weekend. I know a lot of people were out protesting and demanding justice for Breonna Taylor. Keep up the good fight, but also make sure you guys are keeping yourselves safe. And yeah, that's pretty much all I had for this week. Nothing crazy. Just wanted everybody to know that you are loved and Black Lives Matter. Yeah. All right. We'll let you get back into this episode. And now we get to what you guys did as far as investigation goes over these past 3.5-ish, 4 months. So you guys were sent out on missions that were pretty standard, but as part of the investigations team, your missions came down from the Bureau themselves instead of the council. The council still can assign missions.
Easy stuff. So like an elf ate my homework, or like, you know.
I will get to it, and this is how this will work, essentially. You guys did 3 bigger missions during your time in SWAT. So the way this will work is I will give you guys a scenario, and then I will have each of you roll. You'll give me one roll telling me what you will do, and then I will, depending on the roll, I will give you whatever information, and then the next person can act on it, and we will go until you guys either complete your mission or fail your mission or however you do it. And then if you complete it to a certain amount, I will award you a certain dollar amount that you will be able to carry on to this next arc. So...
Are we level 10 yet? Quick question.
Yeah, you guys are level 10. All right. So this first mission you guys are put on from the Bureau itself. There seems to be a larger than normal amount of livestock deaths in Bajío, which is a region in central Mexico.
Chupacabra.
You were called in. Because it seemed to be a larger amount of death in goats, and that makes them think that maybe it was an outlander or some kind of chupacabra kind of thing. Although there were other large amounts and other livestock in the area. So, who would like to make the first roll? And what are you doing?
Nelson is gonna look into just like numbers and like farming almanacs, and then go through and walk through the fields where the livestock have gone missing and try to find any like major little details.
Okay. For the purpose of this, go ahead and just make an intelligence check.
22.
On 22, I will. Yes, you do a lot of research. So the large deaths in goats is not necessarily irregular, because there is just there's more goats in this area as livestock than there is some of these other livestock that are more commonly spread out through the other things. So goats being a problem isn't necessarily showing that it is a specific creature that is specifically targeting goats, more so than they just have a lot of goats here. I will also say that with that investigation check and the kind of patterns you are seeing, you eventually stumble upon a pack of wild gnolls that have somehow made their way to Gaia, and they are the ones who are kind of taking out these livestock. So I'm going to need all of you to roll an attack using your standard whatever attack thing.
That is another 22.
Okay. Now, Wes and Julie?
We're just rolling a d20 and adding my spell modifier.
Your spell attack modifier, yeah.
Unnatural 20.
Julie?
Are there goats nearby? Question.
Yes.
I really like the goats. Okay.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and make your
goats.
attack.
I really like the goats.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. For the crit fail.
Okay. Luckily, it's just with 2 out of 3. So you guys eventually dispatch. Julie is kind of useless in this fight, but kind of stumbling and not knowing how to deal with these gnolls. But eventually, you guys do dispatch of this gnoll thing. Nelson, with that investigation check you made earlier, some of the claw marks don't necessarily that you kind of found on these livestock don't necessarily match up to gnolls specifically. So Wes or Julie, what are you guys doing?
I'd like to. This is Mexico, yes?
Yes.
I'd like to find one of the farmers who speaks English, possibly, because I don't speak Spanish, and ask them about if they've seen anything in particular weird. I'm searching for things that aren't gnolls, like whatever it specifically is that isn't gnoll-ish. I'm sure Nelson pointed out to us.
Okay.
Whatever that specific element is.
Make a persuasion check.
3 + 9, 12.
12. You find a man. He speaks pretty okay English, and he kind of describes to you the scenario, but he kind of just wants this problem dealt with, and he sees you guys as kind of a government oversight thing. Mind you, these are like mundane people, and he kind of just wants the entire thing closed. So he just kind of gives you vague ideas of what it is that this thing could also be. Julie,
can I try to follow the tracks? Can I look for tracks and hopefully follow them?
Make a survival check. 13, just what you needed. You kind of follow the tracks, and you find that there's another gnoll nest almost, but this time there is this outlandish creature, the chupacabra, that has been kind of leading this charge, and the gnolls have specifically been killing the livestock to bring it to this being, and you guys fight it. Everybody make an attack.
18.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
What am I adding to this?
Your attack modifier, so your dex and then proficiency and attack, all that stuff.
Whatever your highest attack modifier is.
Okay, 18.
18. You guys eventually dispatch of all the gnolls and call in some SWAT brigades and take down the chupacabra. And you all are awarded $1,000 on top of whatever you would have cost and spent, et cetera. So you guys have an additional $1,000 for this next mission. Next scenario. There seems to be a mysterious collapse of a coal mine in Virginia, leading to a pretty sizable amount of deaths of coal miners. What are you guys doing?
Perfect. The accent fits in amazing.
Yep.
We let Nelson lead on this one.
Oh, great, because he's so charismatic. Nelson is going to go...
Oh, sorry. When you guys arrive, the coal mine head is reluctant to let you guys investigate his coal mine.
Okay, so normally with coal mining, there's normally like a village where all like the miners work.
Yep.
And I think Nelson is going to interview people who were involved in the collapse. And if there's any survivor, were any people killed, what is the management done? Have they like issued any statements about it? How is this being handled from a managerial standpoint?
Okay, make a persuasion check.
2.
Oh, 2? Okay. They give you the cold shoulder. You are not given the light of day. They see you as kind of outsiders, and you guys are actually kind of threatened with like force during the investigation. Any charisma checks have a -3 ongoing throughout this investigation.
I'm gonna sneak into the mine at night with knowledge of Julie and Nelson. They know I'm doing this.
Okay.
I'm gonna polymorph myself into a giant badger and go down into the mine and do some digging.
Make a stealth check.
As a badger, I have 30 feet of dark vision.
Yeah.
As well.
That's fine.
12.
12? Yeah, it's not really that big of a deal, especially in your badger form. You almost get like shot at by one of the residents at the coal mining facility, but you eventually sneak into the coal mine and begin digging around and investigating. Make a perception check with your badger form.
Yeah. So the first one is a 19, and then advantage on smell, it's a 19.
19?
Yeah.
You kind of start digging around and you start to feel tremors in the earth, and you eventually discover that there is a pretty sizable cluster of earth elementals that have suddenly moved into this one concentrated area.
Okay. I'm gonna get out of there.
All right, you do. What are you guys doing?
I think we should find a way to get down there.
Okay. How do you do that? Julie?
Did we conclude that the portable hull does not have a supply of oxygen within it?
Yes, it does not have a lasting supply. It lasts about a minute.
Yeah, if there were all three of us in there, Cash, I think, could handle it for about 6 minutes, I think is what it was.
Oh, that's right, yes. The supply lasts about, it depends, but one person, yeah.
Can I go to the foreman and say, like, do you want more deaths on your watch?
Make an intimidation check. You have a -3 because of Nelson's kind of failure.
Sorry!
18.
18 with a -3?
I have a +4 in intimidation, so it's a...
+1?
Yeah.
Okay. You intimidate the foreman into allowing you guys to freely access the mine. Wes, you wanted to make an Arcana check on... actually, it'd be a nature check on Earth Elementals. It'd be a nature check. 6. You don't know a lot about Earth Elementals, but they don't usually cluster like this.
Okay.
Time to go interview some rock people.
Nelson.
Yeah. Gonna go... I guess Nelson's gonna go try to... Oh, this is a bad idea. I'm not gonna do that.
Remember, this is a standard mission, so you would have access to everything. I will just account for it in the cost and benefit of your...
He is gonna try to find any, like, magical, like, remnants of maybe how they got there, like a portal or some form of magic that led them all to gather here.
Okay, make a investigation check.
That is 14.
14. You look around, you don't find any portals.
Okay.
It seems like they dug their way. You find tunnels. That's all you find.
Okay.
Julie, is your turn.
I'm gonna go in and fight him.
Okay.
Okay, I guess we're going with, because we're not going to let you do that by yourself.
Yep.
Okay. You all begin to...
Julie made the executive call on this one. She was like,
Yeah.
You know what? Screw it. We're going in.
Okay. You begin fighting them. Make an attack.
Yeah. Oh. 19.
19.
25.
25.
9.
9.
Yeah.
You guys dispatch of most of them. And the ones that are left kind of scurry away, seeming that the problem has been solved.
Can I investigate why they were clustering while we're down there?
Go ahead and make your investigation check.
13.
13. You notice that there's a lot of excess water in this cave.
Okay. All right.
Is anybody else going to act on it, or you guys going to call it an investigation?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna see what's up with where's the water coming from?
Okay. Make an investigation check as well.
19.
19. You discover that the coal mine and the people running the coal mine were secretly fracking without the knowledge of the...
We call that into the standard authorities.
Yeah.
The labor board.
We leave an
that
anonymous
is-
tip.
But it does then weigh on you that these earth elementals were innocent and that you killed.
No, it does not weigh on me.
Okay. Well, apparently, Julie has no conscience.
Wait, so they
and
were trying to help with the fracking?
They were fleeing from the fracking because their environments were being destroyed.
Sad.
And because of that, you all call in the authorities, and the coal mine is shut down. You all only make $250 from this.
What?
Well, I mean, we just kicked a bunch of people out of their
Partial
jobs.
Yeah. The third one. It is Hallows Eve.
My first Halloween episode.
There is a big festival at Phaeton Side, which a lot of the nobles of the Fae Court and of other Phaeton regions kind of come together. And you all are set there to mainly be a detective force in case if anything goes wrong. We're kind of working with the strike unit to make peace, while the diplomatic team kind of does their thing. And,
We don't want to work with
performs.
the strike team, though.
Yeah, but you're being forced to. It's an assignment from the Bureau.
Father.
And because of this, I will say any collaboration efforts are just moot. But suddenly, a little girl runs up to you all saying that she is missing her mommy.
Insight check.
Okay, make an insight check.
This kid's full of shit.
13.
13. You look her over. She is very scared. She's a small elven girl. But you, with that 13, it's pretty recognizable. She is a daughter of one of the nobles.
Oh, okay. Sure. Rich girl.
We'll help
She's
you.
a rich girl.
And
Foster parents.
Nelson and Julie, what do you do?
Can I locate? So we're in Phaeton.
Yes.
Can I locate the Phaeton police?
The
Or
local
are we
guard?
the Phaeton police?
I mean, you guys were specifically called in to solve mysteries, so I don't know if pawning this one off would be.
I
But,
think I'll
Uh-huh.
try to find the parent.
Yeah, go ahead. Make a survival check
Survival.
for tracking.
16.
16. It was a pretty low DC. You've managed to find them pretty instantly. The problem is that they already have a little girl, the same one.
Motherfucker.
Julie, what do you do?
I'm gonna look real hard at the other little girl.
Make an insight check.
16.
16. You compare the two. That little girl doesn't seem like you kind of notice some strange mannerisms coming from that little girl. You're not quite sure what that means, but it doesn't seem like she's the correct one that's with them.
I instruct Wes to look further.
I look further based on my captain's orders.
Arcana check.
11.
11. It wasn't a very high check, thank goodness. With the information that's presented to you, it is clear that this girl is a doppelganger, but a child doppelganger. And when you kind of reveal this information, the little girl doppelganger begins to cry a lot.
Oh, did you lose your doppelganger parents?
Nelson, what do you do?
Trying to think. Do I know anything about doppelgangers and how
Make
to
an
make them
Arcana check.
not look like people anymore? Make a Arcana.
Yeah.
19.
19. You kind of think back the research you've done on doppelgangers before. Normally, if a small doppelganger has been lost or replaced or ousted from their clan, they will try to assume the role of a small child and then just be kind of raised with that family. Usually,
That's
though,
terrifying.
yes, and usually removing in some instance the child. You think it is a very lucky stroke that this child was not killed and then replaced.
We want another pet.
Do we know that if doppelgangers are naturally evil, or are they sentient, or are they just like a monster who
sentient.
just like
They are sentient
Takes
in
the form of other creatures.
almost masquerading sense. That they can kind of almost and this is
more
the
like
very
a
creepy part.
parasite than a
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. Because I was gonna say, well, just take her to a magical group home, but then I would like me, but then I'm like, nah, I should probably kill one of those kids and become that kid. Okay.
But they are
well,
their alignment is neutral. I will give you that.
I don't want to kill this child. We did just kill a bunch of innocents. Yeah, why don't we take her to SWAT prison?
You take her to SWAT prison. Make a persuasion check for the little girl.
25.
25. She willingly comes with you. You decide to throw her into the prison cell?
Maybe not, at least for now, and then we go find someone who has better experience with this type of thing, because we find experts and we use them.
Okay, you guys are the investigation team. This is your job.
Well, it's our job to investigate, but not a detective is has forensics teams. They're not doing everything.
Julie or Nelson, do you want either of you want to act on finding a kind of expert on doppelgangers?
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
Okay. Make a investigation check.
18.
18? Yeah, you find one of the lead researchers on doppelganger folk. He's a doppelganger himself. He's kind of but he kind of works with SWAT. There are more kind of rural clan-like doppelgangers, and then there are some that have kind of modernized themselves to the modern day. He kind of explains that this one has obviously been lost by their clan, and they
Need
simply
access to where the clan is.
He kind of gives you a couple hints, but he cannot be sure exactly. And he says maybe that you want to talk to the girl about that.
Right,
Nelson.
talk to the child. I think Nelson's gonna stay with the kid while everyone else is sort of doing their thing.
Okay.
And sort of talk to her and see what the dealio is.
Make a general charisma check.
Oh boy, that's not great. 8.
8. She does not like your guts. She's just a really rowdy child, like a really real brat.
No, good
to
thing
you.
she's behind bars.
And yeah, not great for that. I will say you guys have a -1 ongoing to charisma checks with her.
I'm going to go talk to her and be like, hey, I talked to you earlier and you liked me because I rolled a 25.
Yes, but you did put her in a prison cell, so you do have disadvantage on this check.
Yeah, that's fair.
With the -1.
So the first one is a 17.
Okay.
And the second one is an 8, so 17.
17? Yeah, she eventually kind of takes your lead and kind of gives you a couple information on where her clan last may have been.
We take her to there.
Okay. Yeah, Julie, it's your turn. How do you guys get the little girl there?
She's the navigator.
We're taking her.
Okay. What do? You just kind of follow the trail she's describing?
Yep.
Make a survival check.
Okay, maybe not. That's a 10.
10. You then continue. Mind you that the Hallows Eve Festival is happening during all of this. You follow this trail, and you end up falling into the Wild Hunt.
Whoa.
Wait, the moment I see something fishy about where we're going, I would know what that is, wouldn't I?
You know, because it kind of comes. The Wild Hunt is a moving thing, and you guys kind of get swept up in it. I need all of you to make charisma saving throws.
I think you should explain what the Wild Hunt is.
The Wild Hunt is an event that happens with a lot of wild fae, in which they all on Hallows Eve go out and, they sometimes hunt beings or creatures. Sometimes they play tricks and things like that. It all depends on kind of the nature of the pack that you are with. But every pack has a sweeping force kind of with it.
What are we meant? What check is this?
Charisma saving throw.
With that -1?
No. This is a saving throw. I mean, with your -1, yes.
Well, I still
15.
have so
15.
11.
Julie.
11.
Nelson and Julie are swept up in the fervor of this wild hunt. What do you do? Don't forget, you can also use spells and stuff to kind of give you an edge or something along those lines.
I know. I'm going to use. I'm gonna keep going with the girl to find her family, and
you follow while also following Cash and Julie. You follow this trail, and you find out that this particular hunt is hunting doppelgangers.
Oh no! Is it kind of a magic that creates a wild hunt?
Yes, it's an aura almost. That's why it was a charisma saving throw. It kind of impresses its will upon the pact members. It's kind of a feeling.
All right, I'm gonna bomb a 5th level dispel magic at Cash and Julie.
So
Cash is over at the carnival game.
Or Cash.
Cash is
Nelson
doing his
and
own
Julie.
thing. So you'll have to do a dispel magic per each.
Oh, well, I have
Yes.
2 5th-level spell slots. Sure.
So
sure.
yes, you dispel the effect on them, and they kind of come to their senses. And what do you guys do to prevent death of these doppelgangers?
We're going on a Schindler's List rescue mission.
Intimidation. Or, like, are the people here?
You're still like with this pact, and they're just kind of riled up and rolling towards these doppelgangers.
I would like to intimidate them out of this state of mind, please.
Okay, you are going to make a intimidation check against the power of the hunt.
19.
You managed to just barely persuade them from attacking these doppelgangers, and the little girl is reunited with her doppelganger family. The only problem is you then turn into the hunt.
Can I use, while that's happening, can I get out? Oh, it's Nelson's turn, but...
Well, I'm actually going to need all of you to make an attack roll to see how you guys end up
Natural
fighting
20
back.
again.
21.
Ah!
Woo! 24.
I love
24?
this dice. It's so
And Julie?
chaotic.
12.
12. Julie kind of is still reeling from the effects of this hunt and kind of the psychological implications of just wanting to hunt and kill. Almost reeling off of her army militaristic mind. So she is less effective, but you two, Wes included, kind of managed to fend them off and escape this hunt. And you all are given $1,500 extra onto this next mission.
Oh, dog. Because we didn't kill any innocents this time?
Didn't kill any innocents, you managed to escape, and you managed to save the doppelganger. Three
Wes donates $500 to an Earth Elemental Awareness charity.
Sure. That works.